Christian that God is looking for. The danger for us, danger for people who know Jesus, is that we don't like to be hot for God. We like to be hot for a lot of stuff. We like to be hot for each other. Especially, here's a danger, huge danger. We like to be hot for people we don't know. Isn't that true? Men, we like to get in shape and dress up for other women we don't even know. We like to look good. Women are totally different. Women like to look good and dress up, look good for other women that they don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. We like the good stuff of God, but we don't like to serve the good stuff of God. We like eating the good stuff of God, but we don't like cooking it up for people. How many people ate with Jesus? I'm estimating. If there's one man there, you know, there's a woman, and we know that there's probably at least 3-4 kids. I'm thinking more than 15,000 people were eating with Jesus. But how many people actually walked and lived with Jesus? Probably just barely more than a handful. We like to be healed by Jesus, but we don't like to be the healers of Jesus. Look at Revelations. In the book of Revelation, it says this. So because you are lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I am about to spit you out of my mouth. Or you say, I am rich, I have prospered, and I need nothing. You do not realize that you are, this is the tough part again, hard part, that you are wretched, pitiable, poor, blind, and naked. You think you've got it all, but what you have to realize is you are in more need than you realize. The danger for Christians, as I said, we don't like to be hot for God. And then we start sliding back into this lukewarmness. And this lukewarmness, we slide back because it's comfortable. It's not hot, it's not cold. So, oh, this feels just right. Sounds like a little story. It's comfortable. Comfortable lives. Listen to those words. I've got money. I'm rich. I've prospered. I've done pretty well in whatever I'm doing. I don't need a lot. Does that sound familiar? Comfortable. Lukewarm. It's dangerous. Listen to what the book has to say about the conditions of lukewarm. And see if you can identify, in this book that we're kind of going off of. And the reason I want to share these things about lukewarmness is that I also believe that as we are here to hear about the blessings of God, but we're also here as a church because the church is a place of these things. It says in 2 Corinthians, examine yourselves and see whether you are living in faith. Test yourselves. That's what this place is, right? It is a place where we are held accountable, where we hold others accountable. This is a place where we test ourselves. I have to do that all the time. Even, I'm thinking, Bible and things about church all the time, but I always have to question myself. Am I thinking correctly? Is my relationship with my wife correct? How can it get better? Right? Proverbs 27 says this, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. That's what this place is. That's why we need the church today. Without the church, you know what? Your life, it's not sharp anymore. Your life, it's not hot anymore. It just gets lukewarm. So here we go. See if you can identify with these characters of lukewarmness. And there's so many in here, I have to stop after a while. I couldn't even read it because it was so convicting to me. Okay? See if you can identify lukewarm people, attend church fairly regularly, do what a good Christian does. And Isaiah has to say this about it. Good people come near to me with their mouths and honor me with their lips. For us, it's sitting in the pews with our butts. But their hearts are far from me. Their worship is made up only of rules taught by men. Lukewarm people give money to charity and to the church as long as it doesn't impinge on their standard of living. If they have little extra and it is easy and safe to give, they do so. After all, God loves a cheerful giver, right? You know what Luke has to say about that? The book of Luke, it says, Jesus looked up and saw rich people putting their gifts into the treasury. He also saw a poor widow put in 2 small copper coins. He said, truly I tell you, this poor widow has put in more than all of them. For all of them have contributed out of their abundance, but she, out of her poverty, has put in all that she has put them on. Lukewarm people tend to choose what is popular over what is right when they are in conflict. They desire to fit in the church. In the church, we have too many rules. They desire to fit in outside the church. Our outside world has too many rules. Matthew says this. They do all their deeds to be seen by others, or they make their phylacteries, these things that they would wear, broad and their fringes long. They love to be in places of honor, at banquet and best seats in the synagogues. We want to be seen as spiritual. And I'll be honest with you. One of the tasks of a pastor, one of the honored tasks of a pastor is at the end of worship to bless the people as you go. Right? When I stand here and go, and the blessings of God be with you. Because in the Bible, that was the responsibility of the priest. And even today, I believe that when I stand up here and raise my hands, that it's not my hands and my blessings that flow to you, but it's God's. Okay? But with the New Testament, things change. And for me, I have to break myself down. Have you guys noticed, as a church, do you guys notice that I don't do that anymore? Have you guys noticed that? Who does that? Our other leaders, right? They get up there and they bless you. Because I believe that God's blessings truly flow, not only through me, but through all of you. Right? Isn't that true? And I had to take that responsibility of honor away from myself. Lukewarm people don't really want to be saved from their sin. They want only to be saved from the penalty of their sin. Lukewarm people are moved by stories about people who do radical things for Christ, yet they do not act upon it themselves. James 1:22 says what? Do not merely be listeners of the word and deceive yourselves, but do what it says. Lukewarm people rarely share their faith with their neighbors, co-workers, or friends. They don't want to be rejected, nor do they want to make other people feel uncomfortable. Lukewarm people will serve God and others, but there are limits to how far they will go and how much time, money, and energy they will give. Lukewarm people think about life on earth much more often than eternity in heaven. Daily life is mostly focused on today's to-do list, this week's schedule, and next month's vacation. Rarely, if ever, do they intently consider the life to come. Lukewarm people are thankful for their luxuries and comforts. We like to call them blessings in the church. I'm so blessed. And rarely consider trying to give as much as possible to the poor. Jesus never says that money is the root of evil, right? What does he say? Is the root of all evil? The love of money. Lukewarm people are continually concerned with playing it safe. They are slaves to God, to the God of control. That one was convicting to me. I'm a control freak. This focuses on safe living, and it keeps them safe from sacrificing and risking for God. Lukewarm people do not live by faith. Their lives are structured, black and white, so they never have to. Lukewarm people probably drink and swear a little bit less than the average person, but besides that, they really aren't very different from your typical person. Was any of that convicting to you? It was convicting to me. He's got like 40 more. I don't know. I have to stop. Because that's already all me. The truth is that we all mess up. We all tend to slide back into the lukewarm. No one is perfect. No one is immune from these powers that are in our life. But what we are called to do, what we are called to be in this place, is to be continually transformed, to hold each other accountable, to put a little fire under each other, right? And how does it feel when there's a, you probably don't know, but how does it feel like when somebody or God comes and puts a little fire under you? Do you think that's comfortable? No, right? It's uncomfortable. In fact, it hurts, right? But that's transformation. I don't know if you guys ever read the bulletin. EJ always makes these, and she always says, I don't know why we make them. Sometimes I feel like nobody reads them. On the back page, it states the vision of our church, the purpose of our church, and the value of our church. The third value of our ministry is this: willingness to what? Change, grow, and serve. That's transformation. That's part of our value in this church. That's why I love being in this place. Sometimes it's not comfortable. But you know what? If I'm not going to be comfortable, I'd rather be uncomfortable with you than comfortable somewhere else. I want to hold you accountable. I want you to hold me accountable. I'm coming here because I want to grow with you. And we've got to have that spirit of transformation. I am open to being... I love that song that you guys sang today. Right? About being broken. That one song that you guys were singing, that last one. And we've got... we don't like to be broken, do we? But to come to this place and say, God, just break me. I need some breaking in my life. How many of you right now need some breaking in your life? How many of you guys are so set in what you're doing, how you're living, that you're reaching lukewarmness and not passionate and hot for God anymore? I want to challenge you. This is the time. This is the place where you can say, God, come and break me, break my heart, and then take my heart and mold it into whatever you want. Just take me today. Mold me today. Use me today. I want to see you change. I want to see you grow. I want to see you serve. I want to see you become more like Jesus. Amen? Let's have a word of prayer.